So I'm using my homemade purple stuff. This, what's in here is not, this is homemade. And I already put some in her ears. So I'm just gonna put a little bit more. I'm just wetting it down. Because by the time we're done with the bath, that will have had time to sit. She should shake, and we'll be able to wipe that out. Yeah, she's dirty. They can play in the mud. I'm gonna start with some cheaper shampoo. Do this first. Get rid of mud. Just gonna use some regular old, probably what normal groomers use. They don't all use Chris Christensen because she's really muddy. So I'm gonna go ahead. Often I will get them completely wet, especially if I'm just gonna use Chris Christensen on them. I get a rinse of mud off of them first and get her coat all the way wet before I put product on. But I'm in a hurry today, so I'm gonna kind of waste, but also double up on my time. So I'm gonna go ahead and get her wet and get shampoo on her at the same time. But I wouldn't do that because a lot of this shampoo is going down the drain. If it was my nicer shampoo. Hang on just a second, Josie. Yes?
Where is Poppy?
She is in the backyard, so please put Rainbow in the roadside.
Okay.
Don't let anybody in roadside back in because they're going to try to get in, but I've got babies in. I have a single hot water heater, so anytime there's laundry going, my temperature fluctuates, and so I've always got to keep my hands in the water flow. If I had to do it all over again, I would do an on-demand heater for my dog wash so it could stay consistent no matter what's going on with Cray, settle. Cray. So there's one rinse, and yeah, most of the dirt went down. I'm going to use a black shampoo on her. Just like to use that inky, whenever I have inky black, and not even going to rinse in between this one. Because I'm going to use this shampoo on top of the other shampoo. And then I'll rinse and then I'll use a nicer, more conditioning shampoo. So she's going to get 3 shampoos. This also gives her some texture. She's got really nice hair. There's no perfect poodle. I don't love everything about her structure or her temperament, but she has really nice hair. It's kind of like, you know, it's always the 80-20 rule. She doesn't have a bad temperament, she's just a little bit timid for me. Of course, my dogs are named Cray and Damn It Joy, so it might be just personal preference, but I like those real confident clowns. She's a little more reserved, which is totally fine in Poodle. I just, not my preference. Okay, now I'm going to give a good rinse. I only have 2 hoses because I have such arthritis. Taking it off and on and switching the way things are set is kind of hard for me. So it's easier to have literally 2 hoses hooked up, so one I can just rinse with and the other I can always fill with some kind of product. but she's a very sweet girl. Meeko stays with me often. Her first day, she always kind of keeps her distance, and then by the second day, she decides she likes me. Today was this particular day, this might be the 4th or 5th time she stayed with me, maybe more. But she decided she likes me a little faster. Okay, so this time I gave her a full rinse, so now I'm going to use a nice conditioning shampoo on her. I like Chris Christensen products, they're literally made for poodles. And so, like that, and I also like Crown Royal products. I was thinking Magic Touch, but that's the name of the spray, the Crown Royal product. And I like to get this in there. I like this flood option. This is actually a car wash nozzle because I can really push those bubbles down into the fur. It doesn't just go on top of the fur. I use my hands to make sure that we're getting those bubbles all the way to the skin, not just on top. Make sure you get those armpits. Right here tends to hold scent. I don't know why, but always just pay attention right here. Make sure you get into the toes. And get up in the booty. Pick the feet up, and I make sure to push the bubbles into and in between the toes so that we've got good clean feet. Okay. So now when we've got that shampoo sitting on their hair, I'm going to let that sit for just a second while I see about clipping some nails. And Meeko used to be pretty bad about her nails, and she got better. Looks like she wants to not be good about it today. Maybe not good about it today. You were so good last time. Yeah, I remember telling your daddy that you were so good. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to fight you here. Okay, maybe you can get your back feet. Okay. You know what that smells like? Okay. Hey. Don't climb me. This is why Meeko has a love-hate with me, because I'm the one who does her nails. But and she was really good last time, so I'm surprised she's doing this time. Last time I had a really good report from her daddy. But so maybe it's just this location. I think I did her nails on the table last time. Dogs don't generalize really well, so I'm not going to push it right now because I still can get her on the table. So I prefer usually to get the clipping done in here and then the dremeling done at the table, because the clipping, just in case I do nick a quick, if I got a little blood, I can kind of let it coagulate it naturally with just water and not necessarily have to use any of the powder, the quick stop powder. I never want to quit. I never try to quit, but sometimes it happens. If it happens, I like it to happen in here where you can rinse it away and we don't have blood to deal with. Come this way. Good girl. I'm always, again, just using my hands kind of in a claw way. I don't really have nails, so I'm not hurting her. To pull the hairs up, making sure I'm getting all the way to the skin. And make sure you move the collar around if you're leaving the collar on. Sometimes I take the dog's collars off if they're dirty and I put them through my washing machine while I'm drying them. So they go home with clean collars. Sometimes I just wash them in the bathtub with them. It depends on what I've got going that timing of the day. Okay. Uh-oh. Got a little water on the floor. Okay, oh, here it is. So this is the Ice on Ice conditioner. I already put it in. I'm gonna switch it to shower. I don't want it to come out quite as fast. Good girl. And I always take to heart what my owners tell me about, you know, what happened with their last groom. So he said her ears seem to be tangling more than normal. So I'm going to put a little extra conditioner in on her ears. Yeah. We're just going to get him a little, he's going to have me take him down a little bit. But again, he takes really good care of her, so she's never super tangled or anything, but he's like, seems to get me more matted. So I'm going to put a little extra conditioner here. I'm not going to leave any conditioner in. That's kind of a, people think if you leave the conditioner in it'll help. Actually it doesn't. Clean conditioned hair is a lot better. I do feel where the matting is happening, kind of at this line. I can feel it with my finger. Let me put a little extra here. Yeah. So this conditioner that I'm using is a Chris Christensen product called Miracle Repair. So it'll be a little extra Miracle Moisture. This one, Miracle Moisture. At this point, I would go ahead and clean the ears. Take it, yeah, just gonna clean your ears, easy peasy, easy peasy. I'm gentle, I am pushing against the skin a little bit, and even though she's been out here in the country, she's kept it, her ears aren't dirty. It had a little bit of dirt on that one, but if I had any indication of illness or infection, I would treat it, and I would go ahead and treat and inform the owner. But keep it on hand. I keep Triz on hand, which is something I would use to treat the ear. This is also available on Amazon to treat the ear. And if I just saw some irritation but I didn't think it was infected, hydrochloric let's see how I would pronounce that. Chloric acid is super good for skin healing, but she doesn't need anything. She's had just a little bit of dirt in there. I don't want to rub too hard. It's like the inside of your eyelid, right? So That's why I put the cleaner on first, get all the stuff done, and then I'll come back and see if she's got a little dirt there still. Try to get it off without putting too much pressure on the skin, because I don't want to rub an owie. So since there's still some there, I'll use a little bit. This has got lactic acid and salicylic acid. She doesn't have an ear infection, but this breaks up a wax a little bit more. So I'm just going to put that on there as a second treatment. And by the time we're in the table and I wipe her ears out again to do her ears again, that will have had time to kind of break up a little bit even more wax. So she's had a few things in her ears, but I do this while the conditioner's on, because then when we rinse, anything that's gotten onto the hair will get rinsed away. No water in the ear canal. Good girl. Okay, good rinse. So to keep the dry time fast, I squeegee with my hands the body first, get as much water off as I can. And then I'll use one of these acrylic towels I like. They're fantastic. I air dry them. I don't dry them in my dryer. Here it is. They're called Top Performance. They're actually cheap on Amazon. You can get like a pack of 20. They're fantastic. You squeeze, don't rub. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. I'm going to put cotton balls in her ears so that I can blow dry her. Come here. And I use the 2 blow dryers. It's just cotton balls, baby. Especially with Meeko, since she's a little bit timid, you know, if you let them smell things, they're a little bit more, they kind of get the routine and know what to expect instead of just cramming at them. Good girl. Good girl. All right. More friendly to the head. You don't get that concentrated slipping, but you can make it down to the skin with cleaner. With less pushback to the wind. See you in the green room. Come on. Good girl.